Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today I'm going to be reviewing another Fiddlerman violin, and in total I'm going to be reviewing all 6 of the Fiddlerman's own series of violins, along with 3 comparison videos just to complete the set. All of these will be linked under each review and comparison video as and when they become available in the coming weeks, so they will be in the description bar directly underneath each and every video. So the violin that I'm going to be reviewing today is this one, and this is the Fiddlerman ARTIST violin. This is priced at $589 US, and this sits at number 4 in the series of violins that the Fiddlerman offers. Okay, so with the tech specs, I will insert a video clip of the violin case so you can see how the violin comes and everything that comes inside the case and what the case looks like, etc. But as with all the others, this one is playable out the box, so there's no bridge to set up, there's nothing to fiddle about on the violin at all. It even pretty much comes tuned. You may have to tune the violin a little bit, but then you'll have to tune the violin each time you play anyway. That is just the nature of the instrument. The only thing you will have to do is to physically rosin the bow. If you don't rosin the bow, then there'll be no sound on the bow at all. So if you're not quite sure how to do that, I will link a video on how to properly rosin your bow to make sure that you're getting the full amount of sound out of the violin, and that will be linked directly underneath this video. The bow that you get with the violin is this one, and this is the Fiddlerman carbon fibre bow, and it is the Fiddlerman's custom arch and weight distribution, Siberian horsehair, and as I said, it's carbon fibre. So it's a really nice bow. Actually, it's nice. It suits the instrument. It is quite nicely weighted. It feels very comfortable, so I think you're not going to have any problem playing any of the techniques that you might be playing with the violin. I will put some tech specs up on the screen that you will be able to see, just to give you a kind of a quick overview of the violin. But if you head underneath the violin, I'll put a link directly to the violin that you can purchase if you want to, and that will have all of the details of everything that you get with the violin and all the warranties, etc, etc. So if you head over to their website, you'll have a lot more details. So as with the other videos, I'm going to play some pieces for you on the violin so you can hear what it sounds, and also I just want to note in there that I have done nothing to the violin. I've added nothing extra to the violin. The only thing that I've literally done getting the violin out of the box is to put rosin on the bow, which you're going to have to do anyway. I haven't done anything in the studio program, in the recording, absolutely nothing. So what you are going to hear is exactly what I'm hearing in the room and what this microphone is picking up. I also just want to mention as well that I'm going to be playing the same 3 demonstration pieces for all of the video reviews that I'm going to be doing. And what I will be doing at the end of reviewing all these is to be making a demonstration video montage where I'll be putting all the recordings or all the performances that I've done of each of the violins into one video back to back, so you can hear all of the violins play the same pieces and compare them. and opinions on this. I really like it. I like all of the Fiddlerman violins, if I'm perfectly honest, because I think that they're all very, very well made. Unlike some of the other brands that I've come across, these feel a little bit more, they feel like they've had a little bit more care and attention to them. I know they all go through the Fiddlerman 10-point inspection, so they all get looked at before they all go out, but they just all feel and look really nice. There's something about them that looks really nice and finished, and as I said before in other videos, they don't look shoddy or rushed in any way. You've got some nice details on this, you've got some nice little kind of embellishment on the tailpiece, and again you've got the same sort of thing on the pegs there, some little gold embellishment which looks like a pearl inlay inside there. The peg box looks really nice, but then when I was reviewing the OB1, the peg box was really nice in that one as well, and that was the entry-level violin, or the first violin in the Fiddlerman series of violins, so I would expect anything else up from that to be just as nice. And this one is. This has come all the way from the US to the UK, so I had to do a little bit more tuning up than probably you would do if it was traveling within the US. But even still, the pegs were really, really nice to move. I didn't feel like I had to work very hard with them. I didn't feel like anything was moving in them, and I felt safe. I didn't feel like I was moving the pegs and the bridge might drop at any moment, or I might snap a string, you know. It's so, because the peg box has been set up as it should do, I felt safe and confident when even using the pegs. You have 4 fine tuners on this, so that's great. But if you need to use the peg box to do some initial tuning, then you can use the fine tuners afterwards. But as I said, the peg box is really nice. The bridge is nice as well, that looks nicely set up, and you've got a nice little angle there on the E string, so I like that, and the string action is very good. When you've got your fingers on the neck of the violin here, you don't feel like you're having to push very hard into the strings because the action is set at the right level. The string action is the distance between the strings and the fingerboard. Again, with this one, you've got a 2-piece back, but as I've said in other videos, a 2-piece back compared to a 1-piece back, there really is no difference on it. A 2-piece back is just easier in the manufacturing process, but there's been no scientific evidence to prove that there's going to be any tonal differences between a 1 and a 2-piece back, or whether a 1-piece back is better or worse than a 2-piece back. Tone-wise, I think this is quite rich, and I think it's quite deep. As you probably heard from the demonstration, it played very, very, very well on the G string. A lot of violins struggle to play very well on the G string, but this really wasn't having any problem at all, which is why I specifically chose the piece that I did to give the G string a good thorough test. I don't think this is as bright on the E string, but I think if you like the lower register and you want something very rich, deep and velvety, then I definitely think this is the violin, because this violin is definitely rich and deep and velvety. And as I said, it's very, very beautiful and very rich sounding on the G string, so I'm very, very impressed with the lower, especially with the lower register of this violin. So who do I think this violin is for? I think this violin is for beginners. I think this would suit intermediate violinists as well. I think if you are a beginner and you're looking to spend a little bit more money on a violin, then I think this would be for you. I don't think this is going to be too much for you at all. So if you had a little bit more money to spend and you wanted something perhaps very rich and very deep, as I said earlier, then this would be a very, very good violin for you. I think if you've got a more entry-level violin, then this would be a very nice one to upgrade. It does feel, the whole experience feels a lot smoother, and it feels a lot richer, and there's a lot more power in this as well. So I think you can get a lot more out of it. There's probably even more that I could squeeze out of this, I think, if I really, really tried, compared to, say, an entry-level violin. I think this violin would also be great for students as well, or anybody playing in orchestras and ensembles and things like that. So overall, I really like this violin, and I think what impresses me most is the richness of the lower register. So definitely the G. Whatever they've done to the G string, it's amazing, well done. And the D string is very nice as well. You are looking to start the violin and you really don't know where to start, then why don't you check out my violin video lesson course. I've got 20 videos that come complete with tutorial books and songbooks. I will link them directly underneath here, or they'll be coming up on the screen now. My video lessons will teach you from a complete beginner, so even if you know nothing about music, nothing about violin, it doesn't matter because those videos will have you covered and they will teach you how to read music as well as how to play the violin as well. And thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the other video reviews. When they're available, they will be linked directly underneath this video. Hope you've enjoyed today's video review. All the links and all the good stuff are going to be underneath as usual, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!